Hi, welcome back to FutureFast. And once again, we have Pathikrit Dasgupta with us. And before we bring him into the conversation, I hope you're enjoying FutureFast. And also, for those of you who are here for the first time, I urge you do look up two parts of the conversation we've had with Pathikrit. One, where he shares his journey, and two, where he talks about SabPaisa. And if you're not yet subscribed to FutureFast, do it right now. With that, we'll jump into conversation. Pathikrit, once again, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you, Nanjunda.
Yeah, particularly in this section, we talk about the future. So, diving straight into it, can you share your perspective on future?
Yeah, so obviously I'm in a better position to talk about the future uh, in respect to the fintech industry. So as I shared some data in the first part, so you can understand that India is a gold mine for the fintech industry and is poised to be maybe the second largest market after China. Given the population that we have, given the mobile penetration that we have. So the future perspective also includes the formal channel of these fintech industry. By channel, I mean the banks. Uh, in future, the banking will increase a lot uh, from the present level. And who will actually drive the banking is again the fintech players. Currently, we are seeing that uh, like the banks, all the banks, they are appointing a chief digital officer (CDO). I mean, there is a new position which has been created at with major banks,
Correct. And
and
even public, all large enterprises as well.
right. So the public sector banks are taking people from outside, I mean, from the other industry and bringing people in the CDO position. And this CDO is supposed to, I mean, he or she will be having a mandate to uh, bring out a digital arm of the bank uh, within the regulators' limits. So you will see more branchless banking. Okay, then neobanks coming up in the market, where neobanks are actually supported in the back by the scheduled commercial banks, and they are also tying up with the fintech players, and they're adopting these fintech solutions, repackaging it, and taking it to the market. Because everything cannot be developed in-house. The speed at which the fintechs are developing, the speed at which, instead of actually fighting out, like 3 4 years back, yeah, there were discussions in the panel discussions that whether fintechs will be disrupting the market of the bank. So that won't happen. I mean, so the thing which is happening is these two entities collaborate with each other. So the banks have opened up. They are welcoming fintechs. Fintechs are going there with their solution, and these solutions are being taken out in the market by the banks. So this perspective is very important for the people who wants to get into this industry or simply wants to have a knowledge about the fintech industry, that the collaboration between the fintech and the bank is highest at this moment. It has not been so much in the past. Okay. Nanjunda also raised a valid point regarding Jan Dhan Yojana, which is, I would say, one of the most important initiative taken banking channel. But again, like out of a 1 billion population who has never done a digital transaction, 500 million belongs to India. So India has got a lot of, uh, I mean, lot of journey to make, and bringing these people who are already onboarded through Jan Dhan Yojana to actually digitally transact, that can be possible by by initiatives taken by the fintech players. So you can see the major fintech players how they are contributing in the market. In fact, the UPI is a product brought out by NPCI, and government is giving total support on that. But if you look at the UPI volume, 80 to 90% are being driven by the private players, say
Correct.
Paytm or the
Phone Pay,
Phone Pay,
Google
Google
Pay.
Pay, right? So the government entities which are also contributing, like PSU banks, they are also putting in to their, they are putting their might behind that. The private banks are also contributing. But the fintech players are well ahead in terms of the volume, in terms of the contribution, in terms of the innovation on the platform which government has given to them. So I would say that Jan Dhan Yojana to be actually to become successful, to utilize that kind of banking penetration, the fintech players will come in and they will actually utilize this infra which government has created. And another perspective is, which I want to highlight here, the fintech players and government, if they really want to increase the participation, regional language usage and voice-based features should be more and more incorporated in their offerings.
That is
Um,
voice based in regional languages.
voice-based in regional languages, and regional languages in the interfaces which they're presenting to the payers when they're trying to make a payment. It is often in English only. So when you're expecting someone to do a transaction, suppose in against a field something is written, write the CVV number, and that person is not understanding what is to be given there, what input has to be given there. So he will not do the digital transaction. So
Correct.
that is one perspective which everyone has to keep in mind, given the complexity of the Indian market, that regional language usage is must. I mean, in fact, you should use all the languages which are there in India. And voice-based uh, interfaces, like government has come up, the NPCI has come up with another payment system, which is called 123 Pay, where you can make a payment through your feature phone. Like, for example, there will be a number you can give a missed call to that number. A return call will come onto your feature phone, and you have to just input the amount and the pin on that. Okay, and then your transaction will be successful. So work is being done regarding this. In fact, RBI has set up a research hub in Bangalore
RBI
to
Innovation
develop
Center. Yeah.
such products, innovations. Yeah. So they are actually contributing. They had launched this product as part of their cohort two, I think. So many such initiatives will come up in the future, which are led by the government, because that is the biggest impact which you're seeing in the market are being driven by the government.
Right. So, are you, particularly ready to make some predictions for the future?
Yeah, so I don't know whether I'm qualified to make any prediction. So Maybe you can ask Mr. Sharma of Paytm, right? So he will be in a better position. But still, I will, from my level, I will try to give some predictions. One is that RBI has recently come up with this cross-border payment guideline. Now, what will happen is cross-border will become mainstream, and all the current restrictions which are there in the current guideline will be lifted. Once RBI sees that, okay, the I would say this is a pilot project which they have launched. There are certain restrictions. Okay, you have to open for export, you have to open export collection account, for import collection account, but the amount has been restricted. You can hold the fund for more than certain number of days. But what happens when you are actually handling export? Sometimes the holding the fund is of quality delivery. When someone is making a payment, he wants to know whether I will get the product in time in the quality that I desire. But if you cannot hold the fund in in the form of an escrow, uh, so then people won't be too much enthusiastic about making a payment, right? So this cross border will become mainstream, and in the cross border, I predict that payment aggregators will be the key players rather than the banks. So the authorized dealer category one banks, which are currently dominating the overseas payment or cross border payment, they will be providing the back-end infrastructure by opening up ICAs and ECA. But the business will be driven by the payment aggregators. That way, the time to do a transaction, the cost to do a transaction, everything will come down. So that is the number one project prediction. Number two is very predictable again.
And
Everyone
that
can see
can
how it is.
benefit significantly to SabPaisa, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. It can benefit significantly to SabPaisa and other payment aggregators who are interested to get into cross-border payments, because it is not mandatory to become a PSCB. You need to confirm to the RBI by April 30th that you will be actually operating in this. And people who will be operating will definitely get benefited out of this.
Yeah, please
So
go to the next one. Yeah.
yeah, the second thing is more predictable. So you have been reading newspapers and going through articles in the internet that UPI is going global. In fact, the government of India is pushing it very hard. Uh, so, mm, and what I predict is currently, I think, I don't know the exact number, but around 10 to 12 countries are supporting UPI at this moment. So this will reach major countries like European countries or USA uh, in the very near future, because India is now a strategic partner of the Western world. So things should move faster than before. I mean, like you can see, new industries are moving to India. The manufacturing, they are trying to lessen their risk. Uh, People are coming to India to set up plants. So, like introducing Indian payment system outside India in the European market or the US market will become easier. So I anticipate that happening very soon. Third is like uh,
Well, on that, in fact, just a couple of days ago, a few days back, Google signed an MOU with NPCI
right, right,
to
right.
integrate it to the Google Pay outside of India. I don't know. So that may take you to multiple countries, hundreds of countries perhaps.
Yes, yes, yes. That is a recent development which happened. That is a very encouraging development, and so that is one. As I said, this is a prediction which is very predictable. It is happening, and since India is in a very strategic space at this moment, so it should work out faster. I mean,
Correct.
there shouldn't be any problem.
Right.
And third is that there will be some consolidations happening very soon in the payment space. Already consolidations uh, are happening. So see, when the RBI came up with the requirement of license, so there were so many applications which were sent to RBI. Even the big corporates also sent their applications. So RBI had issued in principle authorization to large number of players, and and currently they are issuing the final license, final authorization. I mean, they have given the first lot just a month back. So what I am expecting is the market, although there are so many licensed players, the market will consolidate further. There will be fewer players, large players, and some players who are very strategically placed. They will exist in the market. And if you are doing a run-of-the-mill business, uh, unless and until you do something different, you have to either close down or get into consolidation.
Perfect. That's interesting. And also, I think uh, all your predictions are very much on the positive side and also looking at the opportunity side. Because many a times people's predictions are more on the uh, uh, what we don't want to happen. So, which is good to good to see, uh, and also I welcome the listeners and audience to come back with your thoughts on it. Do share with uh, our platform, as well as uh, you can follow him on LinkedIn, on through, and also their company website. That's also there on LinkedIn, and also you have other social handles where you can follow Pathikrit. So please do follow and also engage, and uh, I'm sure he will respond as well. And thank you so much. And do share this perspective with people you think will appreciate and also like to follow these kind of things, because this is very specific, business related, and not in the generic interest. So I'm sure you will share it with those who will appreciate it better. And if you have not yet followed FutureFast, do it right now. Pathikrit, once again, thank you so much for doing it, because many a times people don't want to put their neck out to make the predictions. So for being brave, but I'm sure uh, just by virtue of being an entrepreneur, I didn't have doubt that you will not come about it, because uh, I think this is one of the fundamental traits of an entrepreneur, to challenge, to look at the future that most people don't try to visualize that far. So thank you so much for making that effort and also taking that risk. And once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nanjunda. And in fact, the interview, I also enjoyed this session. And I hope the listeners will be able to get some perspective about the payment ecosystem, which is going through major changes. And in fact, I would say if you want to enjoy a roller coaster ride, you should be in the fintech industry at this moment. Either you should do a job or you should set up a business. Then you will know what is a roller coaster ride like, and you will in fact enjoy it. All the highs and lows you will enjoy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And with that, do share it across. And once again, if you're not subscribed to FutureFast, do it now. And till we come back with another very interesting guest, enjoy the ride. Thank you again.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.